Om Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Sritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. Om Bhadram Karne Vishnuyama Devaha Bhadram Pashyem Akshaviryajatraha Sthirairangaisthushtuvaagumsastanubhihi Yashema devahitam yadayuhu Swasti na indro vridhashavaha Swasti na pusha vishvavedaha Swasti nastarksho arishtanemihi Swasti no brihaspatirdadhatu Om Shanti 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 Hare Om. Om. O gods, may we always hear with our ears what is auspicious. O worshipful ones, may we with our eyes always see what is auspicious. May we live our allotted life hale and hearty, offering our worship unto thee. May Indra of ancient fame bestow auspiciousness on all of us. May the all-nourishing portion be propitious to all of us. May Garuda, the destroyer of all evil, be well disposed towards all of us. May Brihaspati ensure all our welfare. Om. Peace, peace, peace be unto all. So we are studying the 4th chapter of the Mandukya Karika called Alahata Shanti Prakaranam. In our last class, we have completed Karikas 31 and 32. So, what is the relevance of this? Not only these two, but for the next several verses. Gaudapada wants to prove Ajativada. He is not telling us something very new, but a thing must be repeated any number of times. One Swami had given a very beautiful example. You want to drive a nail into a wall. How many times do you have to hit it with an iron hammer? As many times as possible until it completely becomes one, pure Advaitam with the wall. There the similarity ends. But what is the wall? It is made up of what? Iron. Strongest iron metal. What is the hammer made up of? Pure butter. Now you have to imagine how much time it will take for that to drive it in. So, this repetition is not only not a defect, but it is the only way. It is very hard for us to understand that why you are again and again talking about Ajativada. Vada means a firm opinion, a view, world view. What is the world view? There is no world. That is the view. Everybody else, to have a view, they must accept the world exists. Then they can have any number of worlds. If there is a Srishti, there is a Drishti. But here, Advaita wants to prove. Advaita means there is no creation at all. Creation means multiplicity. Creation means time, space, object-wise limitation. Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. 3 bodies and our experiences in all the 3 aspects is completely different. Whichever state we are experiencing in, that is the only state we are in. So the whole debate hinges on this fact, whether the world is real versus whether the world is Mithya. This is the most marvelous word that is coined. Mithya is a most marvelous word. Many people, after hearing that one, even after a long time, have the idea it is something non-existent. That is completely wrong view. Mithya is not a non-existing thing. It is mistaking an existing something as something else. So this is what Shankaracharya clarifies beautifully in his introduction to the Adhyasa Bhashya. The very introduction to the Brahma Sutras is called Adhyasa Bhashya, commentary on the Adhyasa. We all experience Adhyasa. Adhyasa means Mithya. So what is this Adhyasa? I have given you several times examples, but every time we have to recollect. One is called Jnana Adhyasa. When we dream something that we experience as if we are somewhere else, rather from where we have slept, and we have in some other place at some other time. So time, space becomes completely compressed. What can take whole life can be experienced within a short few seconds. Not only that, the whole universe can be seen within ourselves, because a dream as if is within ourselves. So, while experiencing dream, we don't say it is a dream. We should never say it is a dream. Just as when we are experiencing waking, we should never say it is a Mithya. It is the reality. But upon waking, what do we find? Everything that we experienced is only an imagination. And this imagination is based upon what we have experienced during the waking state. But as soon as we wake up, the whole dream world, like a pack of cards, collapses. But what we do not understand is that the same phenomena takes place. As soon as we enter into the dream world, the whole waking state also collapses. Whichever state we are in, that state alone, so long as that state lasts, is the only reality for us. But when we enter into the third stage, waking and dream, both of them completely disappear. And that is somewhat similar to Advaita experience. But it gives tremendous amount of peace, not only to others. That is the only time we give so much of peace to everybody else. And even joy also. For example, if you are deeply asleep, a thief who enters your house, you make him unconsciously, by just being in that state, very happy person, because you make him completely free, no fear, no hesitation, as if you are telling, whatever brother belongs to me, belongs to you, take away everything, whatever you fancy. So this is the state. Gaudapada wants to prove, if every day, 1/3 of our life, we are in that state of deep sleep, where the waking and the dream do not exist at all, it gives a hint to us. That's what Shankara and Gaudapada and all Advaitic teachers are hinting at. How do you deny that in Samadhi there is any world? And that is the highest happiness, because we become one with every object and what we fancy. Every object has some Ananda, all the Ananda, because we become the object. So the Ananda also, we become the Ananda, we become Sat, Chit and Ananda. Whatever exists, we become the existence. Whatever we have knowledge, we become that knowledge. Whatever we experience as Ananda, we become that Ananda. And that is the goal, because that is the truth. How do we know? Because the scripture tells us. Scripture should not, never tells us what is obvious, what we can experience. You see, Shankara gives a beautiful example. No, there is no need for the scripture to tell the sun always rises in the east, because with our own eyes we only say, even if somebody is in America or Antarctica, always where from the direction in which the sun rises is called the east. This is the convention. So the scripture need not tell what we are ourselves able to experience. But what the scripture wants to tell is that this idea, this is east, this is west, this is south, north, and this is a man, this is an animal, all these things are human conventions. Because if you ask a mice or a mosquito, who is great? Are you great? Or another, am I, the human being who is asking, is great? So it need not be, we need not guess, because the resounding answer will be that I am great. For every creature, I am, that is the greatest. Unconsciously, we are echoing the highest truth, I am, is the only reality. Everything else that is added to I am is called Mithya, appearance. I am is the only ultimate truth. So the whole sadhana is not to become Brahman, but to realize, to remove all the obstructions, which is called ahankara. Whatever is added to aham is called ahankara. So the whole debate is Brahma Satyam, Jagan Mithya. Then it becomes Dvaita. So there are two truths. Brahman is real, world is unreal. No, for the purpose of Viveka Vairagya, the scripture teaches us the world is unreal. Their unreality doesn't mean unreal, it means temporary existence, changing existence. So unchanging existence, unchanging existence, that is the difference, we have to remember it. So for that, in the verses 31 and 32, I just quote those two karikas, so that whatever I have given you, that is the essence of it. Adav ante cha yannasti vartamanepi tat tatha vitadhaihi sadrushah santaha avitatha ivalakshitaha. That is, whatever has no beginning, whatever has no end, in between. Vartamana means the present. Adav means in the past. Antaha means in the future. When both past and future are negated, even to think that there is a present, that is the greatest logical fallacy. That means what? There is no such thing that something is existing now. Vitathaihi sadrushaha santaha. They are always vitatha. Tatha means as they are. That is the truth. Sadrushaha. Everything is true. What is the truth? Whatever is changing is not the truth. But because of ignorance, avitatha iva lakshitaha. As if they are the highest truths. Avitatha means as if that is the only truth. That which is not vitatha, false, temporary, mithya. If it is not mithya, it must be satya. Iva lakshitaha. Because of ignorance, just like for that, two examples are given. Many times this example comes, dream example. So long as a person is dreaming, nobody, even the dreamer will not say, I am dreaming. First. Second, he says, what I am experiencing is the only reality. But the same person, as soon as he wakes up, he realizes totally things have changed. The time has changed, the space has changed, the reasoning is changed, logic is changed, everything becomes changed. Similarly, as I mentioned, that the waking state is also as unreal as the dream. But for that, we don't think like that. We know that when we are up, when we wake up from dream, it is unreal. Everybody's experience. You don't, supposing you feel that you have won a lottery ticket in your dream, and then you are started jumping up and down, and that will wake you up. So better if you dream like that, just enjoy for some time without any movement, and don't tell to anybody, because your near and dear will be plotting now, this fellow is very rich. So how do we get all those things? But the truth is, just now I mentioned, as soon as our waking state comes to an end and dream state begins, the whole waking state experience becomes Vaitatya, unreal. Just as the Swapnika Jagat, the dream world, becomes a dream world as soon as we wake up. But this is not taken note of, because we are born, we experience, after dream we get to. Same thing like that, all we have gone through this rigmarole of arguments, but I am just recollecting. But Swapna lasts only for a long time. Every time I go to dream state, I see something new. So there is no relationship between what I had seen one day back and what I am seeing now. But in the waking state, before going to bed, my Almira, my family, everything is exactly as it is. As soon as I wake up, I see the same things. This is a very foolish argument. And Gaudapada cuts it to pieces, saying that when you are having a dream, do you really question yourself and say, yesterday night I had another dream and today this is another dream? Do you ever question? Never. As if the past was there, the future will be there, and everything just like waking state. That was pointed out in especially second chapter, that is called Vaitatya Prakaranam. As I mentioned, this Alata Shanti Prakaranam is only a recapitulation, so to say, or clarifying through repetition and very slightly new way of presentation. So what is it telling? That even when we see everything is changing in this world, for that you don't need to go to dream state. You yourself are the greatest pramana, authenticity, because you are a baby and every day you are changing, every minute you are changing, you become an old young man, you become a middle-aged person, you become a old person, you become a diseased person, and then you suffer. Sometimes you are happy, unhappy, everything comes, everything goes, nothing remains the same thing. And one day, as they say in English language, either somebody kicks you to death or you kick your bucket yourself. Either somebody kicks your bucket or you kick your own bucket. This is the argument represented by Gaudapada. But even though we are seeing all the time, as if it is a new fact, that is what avitatha ivalakshita, as if this is the highest truth, that means unchanging truth. That is the power of Maya, like Vishnu Maya. So this is one. 32nd. Saprayojanata tesham swapne vipratipadyate tasmad adyantavattvena mithya eva kalute smrutaha. Now this 32nd is that in the waking state some purpose is served. For example, if I am thirsty, I can raid the fridge, take the cool drink and quench my thirst and be quite happy for a short time. But such a thing doesn't happen. Again, another great defect in people like us to think anything through. What is it? If you are thirsty in your dream, so there will be fridge also, and then you can raid the fridge, and dream thirst will be removed by dream cool drink. Dream hunger similarly can be quenched. So whatever is real in the waking state, exactly same thing happens. But people like us, opponents means what? People like us, we think that this waking state is real, things are real, things really serve a purpose, but not in dream state. In fact, most of us, we are happy only when we are in a dream state. So you imagine, a young man imagines, if I can get married to this young lady, then whole life I will be very, very happy. This is, they have given a beautiful name for that. It is called Shobhana Adhyasa. So he doesn't know that his troubles, problems start only after the marriage. Before marriage, no. Everything looks rosy. And especially if you are meeting in what is called candlelight dinner, that's what happens. But the other way around also is reality. You have to face the reality. Because before marriage it is imagination. And after marriage it is reality. Suddenly you are pushed into reality, and that is where problems can come. But if you are a poet, and if you can keep your imagination, and that is what makes you very happy. You are eating a sweet, this is a marvelous sweet. If you think, then you are very happy. This is a rotten sweet, then you are unhappy. So happiness depends upon our state of mind. That is, in a positive state of mind, more happiness will be there. Negative state of mind, just the opposite. So this is what in the 32nd wants to say. Saprayojanata tesham. In the waking state, saprayojanata, there is utility, we see it. Swapne vipratipadyate. But in dream, that doesn't happen. Tasmat adyantavatvena mithya eva khalu te smruta. Therefore, what is the conclusion? Adyantavatvena. Adi anta. There is a beginning for the dream, and the dream comes to an end. Foolish fellow, what about your waking state? It also has a beginning, because when you wake up after your deep sleep or after dream breaks up, that is the beginning of waking state. Whatever you experienced is past, dead and gone. But we never stop to think. So we have got two types of terrible misunderstandings. This waking state is real state, even though there is absolutely no difference between dream and waking state. Second is, what is the reason for that? Because when we are in the dream state, I gained something, I lost something. Upon waking up, nothing is added, nothing is lost. Exactly same thing happens. You might dream that you have lost something, your property or job or whatever it is, and when you wake up, nothing happens. Same phenomena is happening naturally. No, this is very long time, nearly 80 years. No. 80 years is nothing. Even if somebody lives for 8 days, that he doesn't feel, I lived only for 8 days. So this is the idea. You ask a baby, oh no, how long have you been living? Only 8 days? He will never say, no, my whole life I have been alive. Like that he will say. Therefore, what is the point? There is absolutely, from the point of whatever has a beginning, whatever has an end, doesn't have even while experiencing. That is the real point Gaudapada wants to drive into our hard metallic wall through this kind of what we call buttery nails. That is the problem. We have seen this one. But another point also the opponent misses. So one of the thing is, whatever has a beginning must have an end. If your samsara, as you claim, is anadi, then anadi will never have an end. And if you say that it has a beginning, definitely it will come to an end. So I mentioned it earlier, please recollect. Supposing you do sadhana and God gives you a vision, says 1st January, Kalpataru day, I will come and give you moksha. And you are very happy, waiting. And in fact, it is not very far away. November has started already, only 2 months' time. So that is the beginning of moksha. End of samsara, beginning of moksha. And then Shankara applies the reason. Gaudapada also mentions whatever has no beginning will not have an end. And supposing this fellow says, that is what he is trying to say, let the state of liberation have a beginning and an end. What is the harm in thus conceiving the state of liberation? Let it begin, let it end. And the reply is that if a thing has a beginning, it will have an end. It doesn't exist in the middle also. So, even we see something is existing in the middle purely because of our ignorance. Then another is, but moksha is a experience of great happiness. But then, what is the, if you think that whatever lasts for a short time is an eternal happiness, there is nothing called eternal happiness at all. Eternal happiness from something second, from an object, there is no such thing. But if your very nature is eternal, nobody can make it non-eternal. If you are non-eternal, nobody can make you eternal. This is the answer. So if liberation has a beginning, it will also end. Then it will be no difference between dream world, waking world, even deep sleep world. Because deep sleep also has a beginning. You go to bed until the time you are in waking state, and at 11 o'clock you go, you are very tired, and then as soon as your head touches the pillow, you are out. So 11 o'clock it begins, and 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 4 o'clock, whatever it is, waking state comes. So even that state also has a beginning, which is state, deep sleep state, and it will also have an end. This is what we have seen in our last class. I am only repeating so many things. After that, it should be easier for us. Now we will move on to the 33rd. Sarve dharmaha mrishaha swapne kayasyanta nidarshanat samrute asmin pradeshe vai bhutanam darshanam kutaha. Is giving the example of swapna. What is it? All objects cognized in dream are unreal because they are seen within the body. We have seen this in Vaitatya Prakarana, beginning itself. So, how is it possible for things that are perceived to exist to be really in Brahman, which is indivisible and homogeneous? This is the argument of the opponent, Purva Pakshi. What is it? You Advaitin, you claim that Brahman is Advaita, it is Akhanda, indivisible, and it is homogeneous, means it will be exactly the same is called Purane. Nahanyate hanyamane sarire. Purana means what? Pura api nava. There is no change at all. So you are claiming that one. For that, Gaudapada has to give the answer. And he is repeating what we have studied just for our recollection or better understanding. Sarve dharma. Dharma here means not Hindu dharma, Vaishnava dharma. Dharma means objects. All beings, living, non-living, a tree, a mountain, a river, everything is borrowed the Buddhistic terminology. Dharma means here object. All objects. Mrisha means unreal. Where? Swapne. In the dream. Why? Kayasya anta nidarshanat. Kayasya antaha. What is antaha here? That is inside. Inside the body. You see a huge Mount Everest in dream. And where do you see the dream, that mountain? In your dream. That means where is the dream? In your mind. Where is the mind? Within your body. So where is the mountain? Within your body. So inside the body, this is the nidarshana, this is the example. Sarve dharma mrishaha. And you are seeing an elephant, you are seeing a mountain, you are seeing so many things. Small things, of course, you accept. I see a mosquito, I see a rat, a cat, etc. But you can't conceive anything bigger than the body. But that is what regularly we experience in our dream state as we experience in the waking state. Samvrutte asmin pradeshe vai bhutanam darshanam kutaha. How is it possible for things that are perceived to exist to be really in Brahman, which is indivisible and homogeneous? Why is this verse or Karika stated here? There is a specific purpose. What is that purpose? There are a set of philosophers. In fact, the Vishishtadvaita people and of course Dvaita people, they say, we don't accept that only Brahman is real, waking is also real, dream is also real, dreamless is also real, because we are experiencing. How can we deny what we are experiencing it? So they have a reality of their own. Do not bring them in comparison with waking with dream, dream with deep sleep with waking and dream. Don't bring that. Every state has its own reality. These are a set of philosophers are there. So these stanzas are the reply given to them. Those who believe the dream to be real claim that the dream is real so long as the dreamer dreams. That is, according to Advaita, dream is also unreal, waking also is unreal, deep sleep is also unreal. What is the criteria by which we judge what is unreality? Whatever has a beginning and whatever has an end, that is unreal. For that, what should the reply should be? That, my dear sir, when you are dreaming, you see a mountain or you see an elephant. So if an elephant enters into you, what would be your state then? So you may enter into an elephant, that is perfectly reasonable, or a lion or a tiger. But an elephant cannot enter into you because you are teeny weeny. If a child is studying Amarachitra Katha and he dreams that I am seeing a huge elephant and Indra is riding that elephant, both Indra and Airavata, both are within my own body. This is the reply given by, that is being given by Gaudapada. So all waking experiences, Shankara's brief commentary, I selected some. The purpose of this Karika is to show that Brahman, which is birthless and non-dual, is alone existent. For the waking experiences, on account of their having a beginning and an end, are unreal like the dream ones. That which has a beginning and an end, that means it is not eternal, is only temporary. Whatever is temporary is unreal. That is the definition of Mithya. Mithya means, therefore, what is the conclusion? Brahman alone is the only thing. And Anandagiri, he follows Shankaracharya. All waking experiences, on account of their having a beginning and an end, are unreal like the dream ones. Therefore, what are we seeing then? Are we seeing something? Yes. But we are not seeing as it is. We are seeing with our imagination. This is called Drishti Srishti Vada. That is what Bhagavan created, we don't see. What we see, we add lot of spice, masala. So wonderful, so marvelous, etc. There are so many admirers of murderers, of evil people. We see all over the world, they are fighting now. They don't want to see other person's viewpoint. They will never accept it because they think they are cocksure, we alone are right. So, all dream objects are seen within the body, and it is impossible to see big things in our body. Hence they are unreal, as also like mountain, like a big river, etc. Even a tree, even especially a thorny bush, if it is there inside your body, you can imagine that condition. So that is the reasoning given. So what are we experiencing really? Only Brahman. We may be mistaking Brahman, just as a small trunk of a tree, stump of a tree, is mistaken to be a drunkard, to be a policeman, or to be a thief, or to be a human being, to be a policeman. All these are the things that are attached by the perceiver. If anybody can see, go and see, oh, this is a stump of a tree, then there would be no illusion. Similarly, if we can analyze and see, everything that I am experiencing is nothing but Brahman, and that experiencing of Brahman, but not as Brahman, because Brahman can never be experienced in the way we experience the world. Always we experience Brahman with Nama, with Rupa, with Guna. A form, a name, and a quality. So Brahman with form, name, and quality is another name for Jagat. Jagat without, this world without a form, a name, and a quality is Brahman. How is it? If we really use our logical brain, rationality, we come, remove all forms. Along with that, all names also will go. And along with names and forms, all qualities will go. What remains? Nothing, shunya? No. Asti. That is to say, Sat. Then Chit. And then Ananda. That's what remains. This is what Gaudapada wants to drive, and for which much later on Shankaracharya as well as Anandagiri had clarified in a better language, easier language. Language may be easier, but the idea is quite tough, because we are accustomed to think for millions of births what we are experiencing is the truth. What is the truth? What we are experiencing is Brahman. But we are not seeing Brahman. We are taken in by the Nama, Rupa and Guna. And what is sadhana? Get rid of Nama, Rupa, Guna. What remains is called Satchidananda. Then there is no object, only pure subject, which is called pure Shuddha Chaitanya. That is the point. And moving on to the 34th. Sayuktam darshanam gatva kalasya aniyamad gatau pratibuddhascha vai sarvasmin tasmin deshe na vidyate. Same logic, so it should not be difficult for understand. It is not possible for a dreamer to go out in order to experience the dream objects on account of the discrepancy of the time involved in such a journey. Suppose somebody dreams, I have gone to America to see my son, my daughter, etc. During dreaming is absolutely real. But suddenly he wakes up. And then how much time has passed? Within 1.5 minutes, modern scientists who studied the phenomena of sleep and dream, they tell us that even the longest dream lasts only no more than 1.5 minutes. And it is proved by the story of Vishnu Maya as experienced by Narada Maharshi. You know that story? Krishna was requested by Narada, I heard about your Vishnu Maya, please let me experience it one time. But Krishna might have told, I am adding a bit of spice. Arey, you are a sannyasi fellow. Why do you want to see Vishnu Maya? Maya means me, as Ram Krishna says, woman. So, you don't need. No, I just only once. All right. We know the story, I will not repeat. One day, Krishna and Arjuna went out, and for several hours they walked. Krishna found out a tree, sat down and said, Arjuna, I am very thirsty. There is a small stream nearby, and please take a leaf plate and fetch some water. And this Narada, he says, okay, I will just now, it won't take long time, just few seconds, because it is next few steps only. He went, he bent down, and then he found himself near another village on the shore, and a beautiful young lady came out, and he fell in love, and then he remained there, and then her father came out, and to cut the story short, he married her, and the father-in-law passed away, and he inherited, he became a traditional farmer. So thus, many years have passed. He accumulated lot of money. He had many children also. And then one day suddenly there was a flash flood, and he gathered all his money, accumulated money, his wife, his children, his property, wanted to cross the river, raging river, and go to higher ground. And on the way, everything went excepting Narada. Everything went away, excepting Narada himself. Then he was weeping his heart out. Oh Lord, what have you done? Anything wrong goes, it is God who has done it. Then suddenly a gentle voice came, why are you delaying, Narada? Then suddenly with a start, he woke up, and then he found. So not even a minute has passed. And then he went and fell at the feet, said, O Lord, once I have seen, and for eternity I have seen, please never show again, even if I request you also. This is called samsara, and that is what we are all experiencing really. So, what is the problem now? We take it that even what you call long time, short time. Have you noticed when you go on holidays just run not at a racing with what is called Formula 1 car racing. And if it is hard work, then every second something is wrong with the engine and it is not starting at all. The same clock has come to life, and at its own will, it will run very fast or it will run very, very slow. Agonizingly slow. So what is the point? Manayeva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayo. Mind alone is the root cause of both bondage as well as liberation. So here in the 34th Karika, Nayuktam, it is not reasonable to say, Darshanam Gatva, you go at a long distance, Kalasya Aniyamat. as in waking state, we take a long time. Even to go to next town can take sometimes several hours by bus or whatever it is. But within a short time in the dream, we think of it and we find ourselves in that place. It is not rational at all. Pratibuddhascha vai, not only that. Pratibuddhaha, as soon as he wakes up, sarvaha, every person who is dreaming, asmin deshe, that means where he found himself in the dream, in that place, navidyate. That means he will be found only where he is lying, where he was lying and dreaming, we find him only there. Earlier, it is about objects. Here about kala, time. So because of this, time also is required in the waking state. So this is one reason to say whatever we experience in the dream state, it doesn't stand to reason. Therefore, it is not proper. So that is the sum and substance. What does Shankara say? The time and space involved in undertaking a journey and in coming back have a definite and fixed standard in the waking state. But these are seen to be completely reversed in dream. On account of this inconsistency, it can be said that the dreamer does not actually go out to another place during his dream experience. And then another reason. Gaudapada continues this one. Why? Because in those days, there are no TVs. So he has to spend his time. Disciples have to spend their own time. And leisurely they used to take their own time. And we feel why he is repeating, because we have 1001 things to attend to. That is the problem. So 35th Karika, Mitradhyaihi saha sammantriya sambuddhau na prapadyate grihitan chapi yatkinchit pratibuddho na pashyati. Very beautiful example. Mitradhyaihi saha sammantriya. Sammantriya. That is, in dream, you go to your friend's home, which is far away, and you have marvelous time, what they call nowadays quality time. I don't know what is this quality time. This Maya time is not a quality time. Sambuddhaha, as soon as he wakes up, na prapadyate, he doesn't see his friends. And the friends also must have been extremely happy not to see you. You entered unnecessarily, bored them to death. Pratibuddhaha, another example. What is the first example? You spend time in speaking with your friends. As soon as you wake up, you don't see your friends. Another is, suppose you went and met a close friend of yours and he gives you some nice sweets. His wife is a most marvelous cook and she prepared especially for you. She knows what you like and she has not only fed you, to take some home, you can enjoy them later. So when you wake up, you don't look for a bundle where that lady has packed the things for you. Pratibuddhaha, after waking up, grihitam cha api, whatever you have got in your dream, yatkinchit, whatever it be, napashyati, good or bad. Somebody bet you, blood was flowing. Upon waking up, you don't see any blood flowing. There is no pain. But remember, most marvelous thing, you also feel the pain, the blood will come. In a dream, if somebody is beating you black and blue, exactly like waking state, you get all the results exactly in the same way. But as soon as you wake up, not an iota of pain, nothing happens, only you are beating your heart like a drum. And it becomes quietened down. Oh, I was only dreaming. So in the 35th, he has given another experience. And that is what Shankara is going to tell us. There is no bondage or ignorance, really speaking, which requires to be removed by religious practices. Why? Because just as in dream, Suppose somebody binds you and you are feeling that I am miserable and you are shouting. Then somebody comes and then drives away the evil people and liberates you. And then in that your waking state, you wake up. Then you find nobody bound you. It was just mere thought. So the thought of bondage was also a thought in the mind. The thought somebody liberated me, a guru liberated me, is also in the mind. I just add a little bit of masala to it. There is a wonderful book called Vichara Sagara. And then there was not a bright pupil, and he asks his guru, what does he ask? You see, you are teaching the whole world is Mithya. And if I take your word as truth, the guru is also Mithya. The scripture is also Mithya. Because both guru and shastra belong only to the world. And the Shishya's name is called Adrishti. Adrishti means a blind fellow who cannot see properly. That means who cannot understand properly. So, hey Guru, you are always telling the world is Mithya, but Guru and scripture alone are real. How do I reconcile this? So, if world is Mithya, Guru is also Mithya, and scripture is also Mithya, Guru's teaching is also Mithya. For that, the answer given is, so a Mithya Guru is more than sufficient to remove the Mithya bondage. So Mithya scripture is also, so just now I gave the example, somebody bound you in your dream, and in dream only somebody comes, maybe I come and I give you a harder blow than the other people, and suddenly you wake up, your bondage is gone or not? So for Kalpana Bandhana, Kalpana Guru, Kalpana Shastra are more than sufficient. This is the Sankshipta. So everything that we do here is nothing but Kalpana. In fact, this is the grandest, greatest psychological truth. Whatever we experience, eating, drinking, moving, etc., this is all, we don't know what the body is doing. We don't know what the external world is. We only know what is happening in our mind. So this is in this trend from now onwards to several karikas. It should not be difficult to understand that for a just as swapna is unreal because it has a beginning and an end, and waking also has a beginning and an end. Sushupti has also a beginning and an end. Therefore, whatever has a beginning, whatever that will have an end, whatever has a beginning has an end, and whatever has a no beginning and no end, that doesn't exist, even the middle also, which is the present time. So, what is the point? The whole bandhana is only a thought in the mind, and scripture is another thought in the mind, but it works in the opposite way of removing that negative thought and restoring us to reality. What is the reality? Brahman alone is the truth, and what we call this Jagat is also none other than Brahman, and therefore whatever is in the world is also Brahman, and we are all there in this world as Jivas. Jivo Brahma eva na aparaha. Om Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Sritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. May Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother and Swami Vivekananda bless us all with bhakti. Jai Ramakrishna.